It's been a while since I recorded a long video for NoSp2. I think I have enough voice to be chill through this. So, here we go. Map 29. Truly a gauntlet. The 3 keys can be collected in any order, but first you have to unlock the BFG. I've seen this hallway so many times, and let me tell you, this beginning tunnel area sucks. It's so boring. Oh, I was trying to look at the map, but this is MP4. Yeah, some bruisers spawn as you progress through the tunnels. If you want to play this, you have to know where they spawn. Now there is one advantage with getting to do the keys in any order, and that is you can do the hardest one first. The hardest one is by far yellow. I died in yellow a lot. Then blue is pretty challenging, and red is relatively easy. So I'm not letting you fast forward through this. I mean, you can if you want, but like I'm not right now. You gotta see just how painstakingly boring it is to do this beginning section. Look, I like the map. I like NoSp2. But this beginning section is so lame. It looks cool though. It just plays terribly. Oh, they are death pits, by the way, so don't fall. It's not too hard. I mean, you know, just be careful. This section is actually surprisingly scary. Usually a 1v1 with another monster is no big deal, but the bruisers just shoot so quickly, you have to like pre-dodge them. So it says 5 secrets, but really there are like 3. If that. There's like one secret that you wouldn't definitely notice. So here's the first real fight. It's actually quite challenging. And personally, I think it's the best fight in the level. I don't know if I'd hold to that. I don't hold to that. There's just so much going on. And when it goes well, it really goes well. I forgot to notice that. It might have been Beezus, one of my... I don't want to say one of my chatters, because he probably does some crazy stuff that I just don't know about. But yeah, someone in my chat was saying that. And I think the reason is, when you design a fight around spider demons... Oh yeah, archviles are in the windows, that's why I'm like hiding here. And they can come out through the windows sometimes, because they get pushed because it's boom. So why did it go so well this time? Sure, I lost some health, but... Actually, this is a close one. Okay, I take it back. This is one of the more exciting runs. It wasn't an easy win. We got through the room. Sometimes I just get destroyed, sometimes really easy though. And I think that's because spider demons, like, decide the fight if they play nicely or not. And there are only 2 of them. So you don't really get to apply law of large numbers where the luck evens out. It's just one spider demon, or 2. This section is kind of frustrating. If you're low on rockets, then you can like deal some damage to them, like to each, so they're all low, and try killing them all at the same time. But in this scenario, I had a lot of rockets, so I just kind of shot at them. Remember, I know it's been a while since I posted NoSp2. Files do revive each other. It honestly isn't that big of a deal for the rest of the level. It might only show up here, actually. So the first secret is just jumping out this window. There's some rockets, there's this little sphere. And yeah, you see, I used up all my rockets not killing them, so I had to do the little trick where you weaken them, and then you finish them off. Which I guess I should have just started with. And you want to, like, pull them away from the other vials. Alright, this is just busy work. Oh, no, that's volume. Can I not speed up? Okay. 6 minutes, 25 seconds. I'm going to the demo. Because we're going to be needing to skip in a little bit. 6 times 60 is 360. And then add in 27. So 87. And this should take us back to where we were, but in the demo, where I can actually speed up. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not re-recording the first minute or two. I've already replayed this map enough. It's really something new. Here we are. Music's a little loud. There we go. So now we've done the Cacodemon room. That entitles us to the 3 keys. Good thing we're not on vanilla. This is Crusher. You could, in theory, use this to do the entire final fight, but I decided against it. Though it did inspire me to cheese it another way. So we're back in the little caverns. But the difference is, the lava's risen. So we won't fall. And we have access to the 3 key fights, which I'm about to go to. So as always, yellow first, by far the hardest. It really doesn't start off all that difficult though. The first area of yellow is more than reasonable. I have died here a few times, but just because I ended up playing it so much. I mean, I don't think there's all that much to say here. You know, if you had a rocket launcher, this would be hard, but with a BFG, with a Megasphere, no sweat. And I think that is the only pain elemental in the entire level. Don't worry, there are some in map 30. Although I actually beat map 30 before this. So that was the final NoSp2 pain elemental that I saw. The music, it feels like a grind, you know? Like, alright, we died again, but we keep going. And it's not even, I'm describing the vibe of the music now. It's not even, that's nice. I was really getting into the hang of the two-tap equivalent with Cyberzers, where you fire the moment they fire, and you dance in as though they were a Cyber Demon. While they don't have as much health as a Cyber, they are small, so you do have to get close to kill them in one hit. Kind of like a Baron. But yeah, the music doesn't feel like, oh, you know, you're persevering, like, oh, you faced hardships, but rather, every time you die, it's just part of the process of grinding through the map. And you know what? Maybe I'm reading too much into the choices NoSp2 made, but his name's not NoSp2. The choices No Reason made, but hey, that's art, I guess. Oh, notice the Kako floor tiles. Pretty funny. So I was listening to the last Evening with Nirvana, and the guy they had on, or it might have been the second to last, Alfonso, he says he wants a backpack removed from the game. And here I am running around with a backpack of 880 cells and 200 rockets. And he says he likes specters. Like, I don't know. I think I can respect the map maker. Just like the ideology there. Just trying to get to an even 80 cells so that I don't waste any. Because we want full cells going into the next area. This next area is... It's definitely up there for one of the hardest fights in NoSp2. At least of the ones I didn't choose. So, let me just say what's going on here. See those 4 columns? Each has an arch vial, and there are also vials on the other side. After 20 seconds after hitting the switch, 4 cyber demons, 1 for each corner, is allowed to spawn in, but just the way it works, they'll show up pretty randomly. They could all show up at once, or one at a time. You don't want them to come too early when you're not ready. You don't want them to come too late, because then it takes too long for you to kill them, because after that is the revs. You also don't want them to spawn on top of you. You also want your BFG balls to kill those arch files quickly, which is hard because the BFG ball is random. You don't get a lot of large numbers applying like you do for the 40 tracers. It's just a mess. You can't really get good tracer damage because they're all up there. They're high up. If you're someone in the future who's struggling with this room, I can't help you. I mean, I just managed to kill the vials relatively cleanly there. Actually, I guess it helped a little bit to really try not getting hit by projectiles here at all. And also, you have to anticipate cyber spawning. Megasphere? If you go in that tunnel, you're almost asking to get missiled. Nice. Like, if a cyber is going to spawn, it will spawn in the corner, and you gotta be ready. So you can't push it farther in the corner. You have to push it towards the center. Because you don't want to get caught. These revs aren't too bad if you're ready for them. But if you're not, you will die. So, this marks... I think only the 5th time I've beaten this room in a run. Maybe 6. And frankly, the cleanest. That was really nice. course, the subsequent room is also very hard, but we have to do this boring hallway thing first, which, you know what, you're suffering through it. Every ounce of damage we take, we don't get for the next room, which is really tough. Man, I miss this chain gun. How much health do they have? 70, I think. So, that hallway's easy. What am I grabbing? Cells. Yeah, I don't even have that many left. This is actually a little alarming. Even though, let's be real, it doesn't matter at all. We're playing NoSp2. That feels cool. It's easy to do, but it looks cool. Look, I so rarely get past the yellow room that I would play it super slow after that. This is actually harder than it looks with the arachnotrons, because, like, you have to get in the room without getting shot up, and then you have to kill everything. And they're surrounding you. So, this next fight, I've never actually beaten normally. I've always cheesed it. It's, like, stupid hard. I don't understand the intended route, and I've done my best to not watch Encalagon and copy him. I've only had to do that. The map 24 Spectre fight, like the big one, in the yellow room, like the one where I got the key. I showed that already. But otherwise, most of NoSp2 I've done on my own. I mean, I talked with Encalagon. He said it wasn't even too hard, this fight. Or the one at the end, which I cheesed. So anyway, I go to the side here, wait for a second or two, then I run over. It's just what's worked with testing. I think it has to do with enemies being pulled to the side. That made me cry. That cost me so much health. And then you just stay here and hope that they don't come at you too quickly. That's it. Because doing the fight normally is really, really, really hard. So I just went over here. And big hallways like this are always going to favor rockets, so. Imagine if I had another 100 health right now. You hear those cybers. It's good dodging. Though I've died here a few times, so. I still really struggle with that. Now we gotta break through. Get more health. So, here we go. Oh, that was weird. I think it's just OBS. I don't know if you caught that. Oh, talking about the video, and hey, why does it look weird sometimes? I'll be posting all of the demos soon on Doom World. So now it's just cleanup, so I'm gonna fast forward. Listen, I very rarely get this far, so infinite height, baby. So I'm taking all the time I need. You just gotta wait for the thing. But it's really easy. The vials didn't fight the spider demon. Alright, cool. So that's yellow done. 2 more keys remain. Blue key is next. I've died in this room twice. It's actually pretty hard. The strat that I've found is that you want to hit the switch pretty early. The switch triggers the next phase. In the next phase, lots and lots of enemies spawn, and if the Manx die, they get replaced by Cybers now. The ones on the turrets. So that's why I like hitting the switch early, so that more Manx are still alive. And that's also why I'm not shooting much. I don't want to kill them by accident. And I'm near Barons. Barons are easy to dodge. And if I kill the Barons, then the Revs can get to me. I'm using the Barons as a wall. But now that it's Revs, I'm fine shooting, but ultimately I want to get out of here. You want to stay low on the stairs so they don't gun you down as quickly. It's still in a really awkward section. You can die here. So I think I spend a lot of time doing cleanup here. Yeah, it's so hard to see. And there are bruisers, so you have to be so careful. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, this is what I did. I chain gunned all of them. This is only the second time that I've gotten this far. And I know the rest is pretty easy. So I'm just not taking any chances at this point. It's just like fighting Cybers when they have vertical advantage. At least with BFG. I don't trust my auto-aim or theirs. And Caliban saw me do this the first time, and then frickin' die, literally, like, in the next fight. It was so embarrassing. See, I'm efficient. Anyway. And Caliban told me about this. You could just shoot here. Infinite height, it kills the Revenants. they pop up from the floor. It doesn't make that much of a difference in terms of, like, this isn't the hardest fight in the world, but it's also where I died in a run. So yeah, there are way fewer revs now. Be wary of the specters, be wary of the archviles. Not the hardest fight, but you gotta take it seriously. Great. So the subsequent room is really the only time ammo gets to be an issue. So you'll see me using quite a few rockets in that next room. I mean, it looks like we have a lot of ammo, but there are a lot of enemies here. So I think the rule I set for myself is like 400 or so cells, and then I switch to rockets. You want to know beforehand. Reason is there are going to be not that many vials, but enough they really need BFG. I guess if I was a legend, I could just make them infight, but whatever. This movement is relatively easy to do. I don't think I've ever died here. I've had trouble with it in the blind run because I didn't know to save cells. Yeah, I switched to the rocket launcher, but I was like, no, I have 600 cells. Use some more. Yeah, even this is way more. 400 would have been more than enough cells. But using rockets is cool too. Alright, I think we got the idea. So let's see those vials. Yeah, just the standard. Hit them twice, then back off. Nothing fancy. You can kill them all in one burst if you stack your tracers, but you gotta be really precise with your movement, and I didn't think it was worth the risk. This fight's actually really easy, but I don't know, it's kind of cool. So you want to hit the switches, and you have to hit them in order. Once you hit the last switch, the vials get crushed. Honestly, you could probably do whatever for this fight. I don't know if I've even died in this room. Maybe once in practice. Like, you just go in a big circle. Like, just do this exact movement, and you'll be fine. You want to stand in the center here so the vials can't hit you, and then you're good to go. Yeah, from here it's just a lot of enemies, but circle strafe. Alright. Speed it up a little bit. Yeah, cleanup here is a little annoying with all those snipers. I think I actually forget a Mancubus and have to come back for him after. Yeah. Anyway, it's time for the red room. What am I doing? What an iconic room. Final key. Why am I going here? Oh, cells. Red key. This one's easy. I actually did practice this quite a bit because I was worried with the stairs. I'd have trouble like balancing. Because when Doom Guy is going downstairs, there's a brief moment where he's in the air and you can't control yourself from it. And with the Cyber Demon, that can be dangerous. So I settled on just spamming gun. Don't worry about two-tapping him in this situation. You have enough cells. I don't know the point of this. I'm sorry. Stop putting specters in your map. Alright, my throat is burning right now. I've still been coughing a lot. And this is the most I've talked in like a long time. So we got Cybers over there, Vials on the other side. At first I thought you had to stay near the Cybers, but you can actually go up to and slightly beyond where the key was, and the Vials won't target you. So it's much easier than it looks. But, as in you can like circle strafe through the center. With that said, we're 40 minutes in. And one wrong move, and we're gonna insta-die, so. This is the second to last fight that I was worried about. Everything after this is... Everything after that next fight is easy. Like, yeah, this is the easiest key, but it's still scary, obviously. So now the door is open. You just gotta be aware. If there's a bruiser, he can kill you, so just keep an eye out. In this case, I knew there were no bruisers. Alright, so I'm just gonna fast forward the cleanup here. Cybers do get crushed, thankfully. Okay, so this next room, honestly, I don't really have a strategy. It's just, this is the movement that I found worked. So you go to the left, you burrow through at this angle, and then you go back that same area. This is actually the first key I did in my blind run, and I had a lot of trouble in this room, but I practiced it a lot, and I found that good route. Oh, I hate these revenants up there. They're so difficult to kill. Because they're just at such a weird angle, and the floor is lava. So yeah, I'm just gonna run back and forth for like 5 minutes, slowly chipping away at them. But then I realized, oh, one of the cybers is targeting them. Very nice. And it looks pretty. Yeah. Look, it's just really difficult to kill them up close, so it took my time. Oh, also notice how many rockets there were in this room and the room before. Interesting, isn't it? Rockets is the reason why the last fight is easy. Yeah, I felt like hitting that switch, just getting these 2 vials out of the way. Because I was thinking, if I need um, those vials, I need the megaspheres, those vials hide. They'll be at low health, so I should deal with them now when I'm at high health. This I genuinely don't know the point of. Like, why are you giving me the least intimidating enemies in the world when I have almost infinite ammo? I wasn't sure that I got both. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, slow firing weapons and chain gunners. Ugh, so gross. I don't know how that's a secret, but it's a secret. So now it's time for the final fight. Describing cells, I guess. So there are 2. Now that we have all the keys, we have 2 more fights. One being this tiny little encounter. I don't know. Cool, I guess. isn't reasonable to come back here later, so do it now. I knew the angles well. Don't let them see you, because Cyber Demon's up there. So now it's the real end. This is it. This is the final encounter. Now let me tell you something. I have never beaten this room normally, and Caligon says it's easy, but it's also in Caligon. I couldn't tell you any idea what you're supposed to do. There are like monsters everywhere. So instead, I just ran away. Also, it's actually pretty precise running away. It's not hard, but you want to start close to the switch. Don't shoot it from afar. I don't know why, but that's what I found. When you shoot the switch, simply run away. And spam BFG so that you break through if you get caught. And I did get caught. I'm so glad I practiced this. Because you can get pushed off and then you're dead. So it takes you to the exit, but we want all the kills. So yeah, we're gonna rocket all of them. Or at least a good chunk. Take the other mega. Now here's my strat, okay? They're just through this door. You open the door, you fall back here, they can't cross that line. And the red room has a lot of extra rockets, so it works. They'll pile up, don't worry. And then I did this for 15 minutes. Yep. I think the amount that I fast forwarded it forces me to admit, I don't know if this was that great of a level. The yellow key fight was way too hard and inconsistent. And after that, I'm doing cheese for like everything. And the cleanups are relatively long. And this opening section with the lava was really long. So, I don't know if I like this level as much as some of the others. Map 30 is quite a strong map, though. So, we'll get a strong finish then. So there's 200 rockets. Now let's go get more. Yep, the red room has lots of rockets. I don't know what to tell you. Watch on Caligon's demo if you want to see someone figure out how to beat this fight. I never did. This is also why I didn't use that many rockets when I got to the red room, so I could have as many as I could for here. Always like this, you want rockets, not cells. Alright, now we're doing some BFG. So the only survivors are like these Hell Knights and the Manx and the Pinkies, so no revs, so it's easy to dodge. And the Manx can't really get to me because they're stupid. So really the only thing here is don't fall, and I was really worried I was going to fall. I don't really know why. I have so much space. Oh, you do die if you go towards those Pinkies, because you won't have enough cells and you get stuck. There's so many Hell Knights. I'm sorry, I'm in space shot. Yeah, it's just shoot BFG for a while. Just so many. This is so stupid. I should have just learned how to do the fight. So now I see there aren't that many left. So I'm able to run past them, grab the extra cells. But I choose to use all my rockets first. No, I didn't. I grabbed some extra there. But now that we're able to get past them, we have infinite cells. And now we just gotta get through the Manx. And then we'll be done. Manx aren't too bad because you have cover. And they can't really approach you. Too fat. Monsters that are fat need wider stairs or something. Longer stairs too. Now's a good time to get the last secret. A relatively difficult jump. I always got confused maneuvering around the yellow key area. And that's it. I don't know. It's really grindy map. It looks excellent. It sounds good. It has a few really good fights, but it really doesn't play well. Which is sad to say. A lot of NoSp2 is great, and map theory is also really good, but this one does drag. It does drag. Anyway, bye.